Hello traders, good weekend. Vladimir here, and this is the weekly Forex review and forecast for the coming week, 10th of October 2016. Last week started quiet, but the continuation was wow, just wow. At the night of in between Thursday to Friday, we saw dramatic moves on GBP pairs, and I have been asked everywhere, Vlad, what the hell is going on? What's happening in the world? So in reality, there was nothing official released, um, nothing really announced or happened. I mean, a weekend before, Theresa May said that Brexit will start on next spring in 2017 and will last for a couple of years with all the negotiation complete to complete the move out of the Eurozone. The reaction was at the beginning of the week last week with the small drop, but last Thursday it really became crazy, and it was in one night. Pound dollar dropped for 600 points. Pound yen did the same move for 800 points approximately. Euro pound and all the other pound pairs did dramatic moves. Of course, while the biggest mover was, of course, the one of the biggest mover was pound versus the kiwi. But the biggest question is here now: why? So as I said, there was no real reality, at least not according to announcement. From what I know from my sources in the market, that was in terms of some very fat option traders. They call it fat finger, and this situation, some fat finger pressed the button. Such things could cause because of mistake, human mistake or robot mistake, automatic mistake. We saw such thing happen in the past, but mainly that happens on indices or some commodities. It's rare common for Forex because of the relations it has from currency to currency. But still, it could happen. But that's where the rumors come in, talking about some very fat options, guys, that just had to expire their options on some specific levels, and there were too many buyers that already tried to grab the button for the pound with too much money involved. I heard stories about guys that erased millions on that very single move, and that happens. That's why I always say, welcome to Mr. Market. Wherever money involved, there are risks. And if you are not well calculated on your risk and you use leverage, one time is enough to keep you with nothing. This is why, once again, a great opportunity and time. And I'm sorry if I hurt anyone by this or any way, or anyone that experienced some losses on that move. But the thing here is that it's very important to mention every to everyone and remind leverage is a drug. That's the riskier thing exists on that market, and that's exactly the same thing that makes this market to look on a negative light, like so many people think that this market actually is. Just think about it. Why the Forex market is, when someone talk about Forex, automatically somehow it sounds negative. Why? Because so many people burn their money on this market. And I ask you once again, why? The Forex market, in reality, this is the safest market in the world. And if you just laugh right now because me mentioning that, let me explain you why. Stocks or any other instrument could do 5, 10, 15, 20 or 50% move per day. You can see big stocks big names like Google, Amazon, Twitter, and so on, moving in the closing hour, right? 9%, 15%, like nothing. The Forex, though, is normally moving how much? 0.5%, 0.7%, 1%. It's much safer. The only thing that makes it not safe, that's the leverage traders use. And why the traders use the leverage? Because the same dream that everyone share to make very, very fast profits, right? And for that, I have very, very good picture to show you. Take a look on this one and read what it says. I started my business a week ago and I'm not a millionaire yet. I knew it was a scam. Every newbie or beginner, when it joined, maybe with all the stories exist on the market, believes what? Believes that, oh, now I can make millions within a week or a month. So, my dear friend, yes, you can make huge returns if you play safe. If you try to be a hero or to be smarter than the market or anyone else, most of the chances you will fail. Everyone heard of that very guy that turned 1K into a million. Everyone heard of these stories. Did anyone meet this guy ever? No, never. Stories exist. So do legends. Yes, you can make a lot of money. Yes, you can even duplicate accounts. But forget about making a living with $200 in your account. I'm sorry again if I disappoint anyone or hurt anyone this or other way, but guys, yeah, on good period, on calm period, you can be a winner with the leverage. You can win money for one straight year, and then one shake comes like it happened on the pound last time, and that's all. You stay with nothing. It drives you crazy. You deposit more, you lose more, and so on. And here, the snowball begins. So, my dear friend, I'm telling you all that for one reason. The fat finger, like it happened on the last Thursday, happen from time to time. Welcome to Mr. Market. That's how markets move. That's why so small percent of traders, huge money, always shake the market. Everyone who try to make a buy without any protection and without playing safe, using huge leverage, stayed with nothing. Those who calculated the risk, such drop still don't hurt them, still don't do nothing to them. And that's what you have to do if you want to become profitable. And I mean big time profitable. You have to start like professional. You have to think conservative. Aggressive is great, but with aggression, normally, you don't achieve too many things. You have to use the aggression on the right time, not always. Remember that, and I'm telling you that if you are on that side or experience that side, it's time to wake up. Wake up and think about it this way. Every seminar I hold, I ask traders a question. If I tell you that within 5 years, between 5 to 10 years, you can have big account enough to start a living from, would you go for it? Everyone say, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Starting with not big account. I mean, with starting balance like 5K, 10K, 20K, everyone with his abilities. And I'm asking, would you be really good if within 5 to 10 years you will have enough money to make a living out of it? Everyone says, yeah. And no one, well, almost no one, actually remember that. Everyone, after the seminar, leave the doors and forget their own answers. And for tomorrow, they're already back to do huge leverage. No one remembers the big picture, where you wanna be within some time. Everyone in our reality, in our lives, want everything instant, now. And for that I have wonderful quote to use and to tell you from one of the guys I admire a lot, Warren Buffett. And he says, branch you sit on today is there thanks to someone who planted a tree 20 years ago. That's amazing, amazing saying. The branch or the chair you are sitting on today is there thanks to someone who planted a tree 20 years ago. Think about it, dig deep inside it, and remember where you want to be within 5 years or 10 years. Would you really want to become a trader and trade for a living? If so, do everything for that. And remember always the big picture. Always the big picture. When you run a marathon, you run first of all by the first step, then first kilometer, then the first 5 kilometers, then 10 kilometers, until you finish the journey. You don't cross the final line after 1 minute. It takes a long journey, a lot of sweat, a lot of tiredness, a lot of craziness, a lot of shake your body goes through until you finish and cross your line. You got my point. Make yourself a wake-up call, and I do this conversation and this talk to you right now just to wake you up. During the last 3 days, you cannot even imagine how many people I talked to who stayed with nothing because of the pound. They had huge dreams and they stayed with nothing. So my dear friend, wake up. If you want one day to be able to call yourself a trader and make a living out of it, just remember that one day and aim to there. And that one day is not going to be tomorrow or a month. That one day is going to be exactly by the time when you will be ready to ignore and skip all the craziness that non-experienced traders do. And the main thing is leverage, huge risks. That's the exact thing that makes this market turned to be in a negative light. Because my dear friend, this is the best market to trade, and you can trust me on that. I have been through every market you can imagine. Stocks, options, futures. Well, to be honest, with futures it was very short experience, but still. And no, I didn't trade bonds because I don't believe in bonds. Forex market is the safest market in the world. If, of course, you play it the right way. If you don't, that could be the riskier market in the world as well. Every medal has two sides. Remember that. And now, after the motivational speech, let's go over the charts and show you here the pound dollar. Actually, that's pound New Zealand. Let's go to pound dollar. And for those of you who follow me long time enough, you might remember me talking about duplication possible to happen on this cycle. Okay, I've mentioned these areas long time ago, and I also mentioned that we can go and cross below 120. Now, if you apply this cycle, the huge one, you will figure out that the 161.8 of that is pretty much in the same zone. So, my dear friend, there is still a serious chance that the pound dollar will cross below 120 and drop lower. How much lower? Don't try to guess an end. It will probably happen somewhere in between 120 to 110. Where from, huge chance, we are going all the way back to 140, 150. Remember my words today, because within few years, and of course it's going to be few years because we are talking here about weekly and monthly cycles, we would be again right on this place. Why do I think so? Because this is going to be triple cycle, very likely. And it will have to take us back to the 50. And it's going to be a double cycle of this be too big, which is going to take us back to 38.2, which is again 150. So my dear friend, pound dollar is about to find a bottom. And no, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It will shake, it will kick, it will bite, but it will find it. And once everything will come and straight the line, monthly, weekly, daily charts together, then, and only then, it will be perfect time to go and collect everything. So stay tuned, get ready, and at the same time, be careful. Currently, there is a big chance we are about to see some pullbacks. But again, don't try to guess where it's going to start from. The best thing to play this way right now is to let it relax first of all. Play it around a bit. And then look for such opportunities like false break and momentum change by higher highs. Then, and only then, you can look for pullbacks that will give you small risk enough to try and enjoy some pullback. Always play that safe. And from my point of view, one of the greatest opportunities coming there is Euro Pound. And here is why. Euro Pound duplicated its waves here. Now, for a few weeks, I am talking about only short opportunities. We had some. We enjoyed this drop down. After that, we started to look again for sales here, but by creating false breaks. We didn't get even one false break. Therefore, no short on the long term yet. On the short term, there were few opportunities. Long term, nothing. But there is a serious chance this pair is about to approach to the 161.8. That brings us to 0.94, approximately. This could also be a duplication level. And this happens exactly on the same place. So if and when we reach the 0.93, 0.94 zone, maybe even a bit higher, get ready for a possible sell. That could be amazing sell. This would be a Bollinger Band duplication. That would be a bearish hidden divergence with a combination of weekly. From this place, we would expect a massive pullback for something like 1000 pips. Get ready. And yet, don't rush. It's coming. It might come at the beginning of this week. It might not. We are now on a zone of sell. No buys allowed here. We were already next to 0.93, 0.94. There is a very serious chance stop was already created. But there is no setup currently to go for a sell. The best thing would be exactly like I explained with the pound dollar. False breaks first of all. Momentum will change. Retrace, breakouts, and sell. It will give you minimum risk, maximum possible reward. That's what we need. This way we can't be wrong 1, 2, 3, 4 times and still make huge returns after we write. We need to catch one big move once in a period. One big move to cover all the previous losses and pay us much more. Remember that, my friend. Okay, because by nature, traders tend to think it's all about being very accurate. The answer is no. The answer is how much money you make when you are right. Because, in a box match, you can get 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 punches in a row. And one time with counter attack, you kick back, you punch back, and you win by knockout. Same here. No one cares how many punches you get on the way. One punch from your side could pay you back the entire movement. Remember that. It's all about the numbers. It's never about how accurate you are by making your entries. No one cares about it, just our human being brain. Let's move on. Well, I can talk about every pound pair, but you got the idea. It's everywhere the same. Pound Kiwi, we have been talking about 170. We got 170. We got even lower, like 186. 68, sorry. It's time to get ready for buys, and it's building in. This is the duplication that we were waiting for. We are there right now. It's going to happen. Yeah, it still could play, dance, but then boom, fly will take place. So don't rush. You can see there is nothing currently to do. Even on the lower time frames, it's still zigzagging back and forth. Let it relax, let it find a normalization again. There will be always a good time to attack right after that. And now let's go to the interesting pair coming to us for this week, except of the pound. Actually, on Friday we got some news from the non-farm payroll. Yeah, so it was not just the pound. We also got some news from non-farm payroll. Job market is still doing fine. But, and here comes the but, the unemployment rate raised to 5%. Okay? The immediate impact is anti-dollar movement. Why? Because that's not the numbers that the Fed would love to see, and yet that could be just a short term. So at the beginning of the week, yeah, there is a chance we will see some anti-dollar movement, but I think it will retrace again. So let's go over the opportunities we have. Let's start with, you know what, by the range, by the order we have. Euro dollar still dancing on its triangle and still do nothing. Okay, zigzagging, ranging back and forth, false breaking again this bottom. So we still need to see some stable zone, and then we can try position. So if that hold this top, we might start looking for sell opportunities. How? If this zone holding for us, by making false breaks and momentum will change. Then retrace, breakout, and we can try the sells. If we break above these highs, most of the chances euro dollar is about to continue higher. 116, 118 could be easily the next target. It goes very well by the weekly, it looks very well by the monthly. Corrections are acceptable there. So we have two directions here to pay attention to. Pound dollar, we said already how crazy this one is. Aussie dollar, we are short from last week. We were talking about these opportunities and it's going well so far. Currently, the pair is holding this trend line. Currently, the pair broke the short-term range, this one. Currently, it's holding back of it. So what could happen right now, we could still dance inside it. Okay, it has this trend line now. We can still dance inside this area. But as long as we hold it in trend line, we are probably remain under a short opinion. So sell rallies is still the plan. The next target for the sells would be right on the bottom of this range. Okay, the only way we're going to switch is if we break out of this range from the top. Then we are back to bulls probably. New Zealandian dollar. Also, this pair was suffering from very weak again. Weak. Very weak, right? WEAK and then normal wick. But the pair created beautiful two waves, boom, correction, boom. So yeah, pullbacks more than acceptable. We have a trend line, and as long as it holds, sell rallies will remain the plan. Just want to remind you that we had a head and shoulders here. Sorry for the Picasso style non-peak style draw pain. Okay, this is what is accepted right now, what could happen right now, then breakouts, and we are after sales. Just want to remind you that according to the weekly cycle, that's you can see it on us also on a daily, we are aiming lower. There is no divergence on a daily chart to prevent that, so we are going lower. We are going at least to this place because this is like one false break, two false break. This could be the range. So we are aiming to this place, which makes sense. Why? That's 0.70 approximately. Why? Because if we take a look on this cycle, that was the first move, then we got a range, right? Guess where we have our duplicate of our 161.8? Exactly on the bottoms, around 0.70 approximately. See that? Makes sense? Makes sense. And that's very likely why I said sell rallies was and remains the plan. New Zealand and Canadian is another great opportunity. We are still short there. This is the trend line. It has to hold that. If it does, look for sales. There is a chance for bearish hidden divergence here. On the 1 hour chart, the chart is building a double cycle. Okay, this is the one. It could be also like big one and then this one duplicated. Break below the trend line and sell. If we rally from this area and go above, it's time to be more cautious and look for some possibility for one more rally towards 0.98 until parity. Currently we remain short, but if it starts to break for highs, time to be more careful. Aussie Canadian last week, if you go back to forecast from last week, you will see this was the scenario we were talking about. It happened, and there is a big chance we are about to rally towards 103. Why 103? Duplication of these two and these two. It brings us to 103, 104. From there, if it reaches, boy oh boy, bears about to take control. Dollar Canadian, now we are back to, very likely to bullish period to the 135, 136, maybe even a bit higher. We have a beautiful trend liner here, still possible false breaks with divergence, but since it continues to create higher highs, higher lows, there is a very big chance we are going for buys. And I would be very cautious here by saying that as long as we hold this trend line and the 131.80 zone, look for a trace for buys. So if we can pull back a bit, this could be a great time to go look for buys towards 135, 136. Which brings me to the next Canadian pair, that's with CAD franc. I tried a buy here with the bottom of last Friday. We spiked down to 73.70 was the order, fly a bit, then dropped lower. The situation right now would be that we very likely are going to this. 1, range, 2, right? Pull back, 3. And that could take us down to here. I still claim and say this bottom is about to end. This is going to be a bullish divergence. This is going to come next. Okay, so I want and I wish to get it below 0.73 by ideal around 0.72 zone. From there, look for massive buys. Let's keep digging forward. Dollar yen still playing inside, still holding, but now we need to see what's going with this trend line. If we can get it retested, that could turn to be a pretty nice buy opportunity. So we will want to see that coming closer by 2 waves, something like that, and see what is happening after that. If we can hold the bottoms, then we can easily buy the breakouts and try to go for high. If we go below this trend line, making a false break, this is going to be the beginning of the next wave down towards 95 or so. OZN, following the same idea we have been talking about, 79 area last week, and we are still in this range. Okay, so yeah, we need to come closer right now, and every two waves down here should use us as a buy opportunity. Every two waves. That could be down to the range, it could be like to this trend line, also to here, right? And then we will be looking to buy the breakout of trend lines, aiming the highs. For long run, our plan only remains bullish. Only bullish. Okay? Because of the cycle of the monthly and the weekly chart combinations, we look only for buys with every cycle down. Currently we are in the range, so every bottom of the range we should be looking for buy opportunities. That's all. Let's continue. By the way, talking about some tops and bottoms, take a look on the statistics. Okay, Euro Pound might find the top. Why? Because the beginning of the week, according to the tops, we have 10, 13, 14 is very, very powerful top. We are already right now. The beginning of the week will be 10. Now, that could be also dance around because this is Columbus Day in US and there will be no market. So in the next 2 days, it might top and start that drop. If it keeps going higher, the next zone of range would be starting from 22 and further. By the end of the month, there is a very, very, very big chance this is going to be a very, very, very powerful top. Okay, now take a look on the OZ yen. Okay, it created a top when? Let's arrange it first of all. It created a top for us on 5 and 6, right? We have, take a look, 5, 4, 7. Massive tops, and that's why we are only after shorts right now. Where is the next important short coming? Okay, 12 could be somewhere during the week, and then only like 18, 20, right, 24. So that is a big chance we are going for a good sell right now, and making it short, it could start to make like every corrections, look for sells to the bottoms to complete two waves. Okay, that's where the statistics come very, 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 very powerful. Dollar Canadian, which we spoke about before. Take a look here, dollar CAD, making the tops. Take a look where the very powerful days, 16, 17, 18, and then 21 to 25. So end of coming week and the week after, by next month, by the end of the month, would be the most critical for these rallies. That's where we could start to look for tops. Okay, so keep an eye there as well. Starts to be really interesting. All right, let me check my list. CAD-yen, okay, another pair which I love to trade. I still want to see, ideally, one more low, 75, 74. Rather than that, I don't have setup. I was looking for these two waves, which we got them. I want to see two waves down right now. Depends where it stops. That's where we will see for some potential bottoms. Currently, we are not there yet. Silver and gold. Silver is, where it is here, on a daily chart, coming to the massive trend line we have been waiting with, right? Right here. From my point of view, we are coming to the amazing buy opportunities. But due to the sensitivity on the market, I would do that only investment style. Because there is a chance, according to the monthly chart, that we will get one more bottom, like with a false break here. That there is a chance for that. One more low here, and then boom. That could happen. That's why investment is the best thing to do. Even if we get a drop, it will be just to increase the hold of the buys for massive buys to come after that. Okay? But the way I see that, there is also an amazing chance that we are after something like that to happen. Okay, that's also more than doable, of course, and we need to keep an eye on that opportunities. So 2 waves, as long as the trend line holds, we are after rallies. If the trend line is broken, we are probably going for one more low, where from we are about to get the fly. Same with gold, of course. Where is the gold here? Okay, which could make one more low with a false break and make the fly to come after that, or also could start to play in the possible range. Few false breaks here, false break on the top, that could turn to be just a range yet. But so for me, by ideal, around 1200 with a bullish hidden divergence to form and this trend line to hold, we could start to look for possible buy opportunities. That could be the one, okay, to make the pullback right now, or that could be like one leg correction, big leg down correction, one more final to below 1200, complete some divergence type there and start to make an up move. Okay, this is the one. And indices, quick update, S&P still dancing around the range. Once we have the break, that will be the direction we'll try to go with. Nothing to do before. And where is my oil? Oil. Here is the oil. Oil reached a beautiful duplication. Actually, it's not exact duplication, it's more like 61.8. And we have this cycle, of course, as 161.8. This is the one. Okay, so we are on a short-term sells. What would like to see is, of course, some retrace to happen, and then we can try the sells. We have 1, 2, my ideal is 3, 2 ups, and then looking for sells as long as the bottom holds. Don't get confused here, because for long term, every drop would be just to go for further buy. Okay, so the sells are only on the short term. You can try and aim this correction 38.2, and these 2 waves also correction 38.2. So that would be the maximum for it. By the way, again, talking about statistics, take a look on the dates. Okay, we got the top happen for us in between 6 to 10, including the weekend. 6, 10. I have 9 in between. That's a very serious top. Okay, as you can see, if we continue further from here, the next important day will start to be from 17 to 19. It will be right here somewhere. Okay, so keep an eye on the numbers. That's why we are short again, because we reached very, very powerful zone for sales. That's all, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you liked that. I enjoy every week to create it for you, of course. And I wish you a wonderful weekend. Happy Columbus Day, and rest for all the American friends watching this video. Happy weekend to everyone. And remember, Monday, US market is off. Volatility should be low on that part. So don't trade, or just trade only the best opportunities and risk-reward trades. And that will be all. I'll see you, of course, on the daily forecast. Those of you who are inside and get the access to the daily forecast, and on next weekend as well, with further updates about the longer term trades. Thank you for your time watching, and don't forget, please, to click your like and leave your comment feedback. After all, that's what gives me the motivation and the wish to keep doing that for you guys, and for your use and for your help. Thank you for your time and for your help. Yours, Vladimir Ribakov.